does happen.
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that, because most people looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart, Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a...
Canelo, what did you think about the shove, that moment that happened on stage?
Oh, I'm turning on right now.
Right? Yeah. Did it make you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know, but made me feel more excited.
Love it.
I'm gonna train so far.
After watching Terence, Crawford up close sparring, moving, punching, and adapting, one of boxing's greatest strategists, Roy Jones, concluded that after training with Crawford, Canelo is going to sleep. This isn't a casual remark either. It's the conclusion of one of the sport's greatest strategists. After the session, Jones acknowledged that Crawford's power and speed convinced him that Crawford has all the tools necessary to knock Canelo out. But what he saw in Crawford was different. And he didn't hesitate to say that Crawford, already elite, is still honing his tools. For a fighter who sits that kind of refinement at the top of the pound-for-pound ranking is risky. Roy didn't merely say nice things. He shared what he's seen and expressed his belief that Canelo wouldn't be able to handle it. Roy is the only one who understands what it takes to cross divisions and create history.
On the streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing.
When Canelo Alvarez recently asked that their fight be held in a smaller ring, it was evident that Crawford was trying to limit Crawford's movement, probably expecting that Bud would want to box and use angles rather than stand still and trade with someone naturally heavier. However, instead of deflecting or brushing it off, Crawford lit the fuse and fired right back. This tone from Roy Jones adds even more pressure to a fight that was already being discussed as possibly one of the defining moments of the decade.
I go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, I kind of he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convincing. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
Crawford stated at a recent press conference that the only running I'll be doing is running upside his head, and that he has a big head too. It was a clean shot that was more humorous than hostile, but layered with intent. Crawford wasn't going to back down from the idea of aggression. In fact, he flipped the narrative and declared exactly what his intentions were. I'm hunting him. He added, I'm hunting everything that he has, and I'm going to take it come September 13th.
Amongst the era that surpassed us, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya, we both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple G's, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
These are deliberate remarks from someone who has never been in a precarious situation. They are more than just audacious statements. In the meantime, Canelo Alvarez is coming off one of his least impressive performances of his career. His unanimous decision victory over William Skull was tepid at best. Crawford's resume is impeccable 41 with 31 knockouts, a 4-weight world champion. And he recently added a super welterweight belt to his collection after defeating Israel Madrimov. It was a unanimous decision win, to be sure, but it added another division to his growing legacy. He is now jumping 2 more weight classes with a 5th.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
It wasn't just an uninteresting fight. It was a kind of performance that begs for investigation. Over the course of 12 rounds, the two exchanged just 445 punches. setting a record low in a major title fight. Not about Canelo's impressive victories in the past, but more about his current form. He is no longer the aggressive counterpuncher who relentlessly applies innovative pressure to opponents. Against Skull, he was blatantly risk-conservative, almost like a fighter more concerned with maintaining his edge than causing harm.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Earl Spence, he showed what level he's on and what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.